The next product panel is Kabuli Chickpeas, sponsored by Triaki Agro. This is going to be moderated by Neeraj Dhawan of Mega Grain Trading Company, India. Neeraj is a seasoned professional in Denta, heading Mega Grain Trading Company Private Limited since 2003. He has a rich experience of 20 years and has held various portfolios in the field of agri-commodities in different multinational companies before starting a brokerage firm. Can I have slide 1, please? His experiences include dealing in rice, spices, and mostly pulses. Neeraj currently manages the International Pulse Division, focusing on the origination of pulses from the United States subcontinent, African subcontinent, China, Australia, CIS, Myanmar, and of course, trading worldwide. On the panel, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be introducing them one by one and request them to please join up as soon as I introduce them. On the panel, Mukesh Ashish Kumar from India. In India, as you're aware, cricket is played in each and every corner of the street, and the person who comes first to bat is called the opener. And the opener for today's discussion would be Mukesh Kumar Bansal, owner of Ashish Kumar Mukesh Kumar, one of the largest processors of Kabuli chickpeas from India. They process close to 40,000 metric tons of Kabuli per annum. And it's almost 12 years old concern, and Mukesh is not only into processing but also trading in other pulses. To join on the dais, we have from Joa Chickpeas, Mexico, Joel Valenzuela. We all know that the 40-year-old Joa is a brand from Mexico. And a person coming to represent Mexico is Joel Valenzuela, or as we call him, Joel Jr. He is a second-generation, 36-year-old MBA graduate into the family business, and has been in the company from the last 13 years and worked at all levels before taking up the portfolio of Director International Sales. Joining Joel on stage, we have Damien A. Gallego from Broad Grain Commodities, Canada. To rock the stage, it's Damien, a trade and broad grain commodities in charge of Latin America and the Mediterranean markets. He has 8 years' experience in the pulse industry, handling and procurement of pulses from Canada and Latin American markets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes a snow leopard, Matthias G. Macera of Deslur, Argentina. He is second-generation, 31-year-old, studied advertising, has an 8-year-old advertising company, which he sold to the largest advertising company in Argentina. When he saw his family business growing by leaps and bounds, he felt the need to join the company, and now is in charge of all marketing, sales, and exports from the company. Also in the panel, from Triaki Agro Gida, Turkey, Emin Akan. Emin is heading the pulses and rice desk of Triaki, which is the largest agri-commodities trade house in Turkey. Strategic location and proximity to major destinations, backed by a portfolio, enabled him to gain a rich experience within a relatively short period of less than 2 years. His daily tasks include involvement into originating, processing, and cross-trade. Emin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hand you over to the moderator for this discussion, Neeraj Dhawan, Mega Trading Company, India, product panel Kabuli Chickpeas, sponsored by Triaki Agro.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to welcome you to the last round of today's discussion on Kabuli chickpeas. It was kept deliberately so that a lot of people can stay back and listen. To maintain a perfect balance between buyer and seller, a professional broker is required. So, in our panel, we have from Triaki, they are one of the largest consumer and trader out of Turkey. And the 4 panelists from Argentina, India, Mexico, and Canada and USA, they are the sellers. So it's a perfect balance. And to maintain a balance, I'm here to help them out. In most of the panel discussions that we saw today, and earlier also, questions were raised on the authenticity of the data people were giving. Actually speaking, this is an agriculture product, and it's very difficult to estimate in countries like India, in countries like Turkey. So, in order to not these people manipulate the data or tell you anything which is wrong, I would like all 5 of them to take an oath that whatever the information they will be divulging with all of you will be to the best of their knowledge, and it will be all truth and nothing else. And the oath will be taken on CICILS magazine. You all say whatever the information that you will be giving will be correct and nothing else, and you will not tell any lie, or you will not tell anybody which will mislead the people. Yes. Once a young boy and a girl fell in love and decided to marry. Then they faced a stiff resistance from their parents because they were from the different background. So they thought, if we cannot live together, then we can die together. So they decided to do a suicide. They went to the hilltop, and the boy, he jumped and died. Looking at the position of a boy, the girl got afraid, and she didn't jump. And from that day onwards, we always say, ladies first. So friends, in our panel, we don't have any ladies. So to start with, I would invite Mukesh to tell something about what's happening in the Indian market in spite of prices, in spite of having the good crop, why the prices are going up, why the prices are not going down. One, what is the actual position in the market? We are all amazed with such a good crop in India, why prices are still going up. So I give the dais to Mukesh to tell something about the Kabuli chickpeas in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Dheeraj. It's a very nice question. About 5,000 metric tons of cargo is coming to the market daily, and the price is rising. You see, the last year the prices was about this time about 1,500 level, and this time the price are about starting from 1,100 to 1,200. So every merchants from India are getting stock in their warehouses. They are not getting to sell. The farmers also expect that the price will go up till the month of June and July. So, and in India, it is very difficult to predict the price and crop estimation of Kabuli chickpeas. As we all know, the Kabuli chickpeas is very volatile crop, and there are a lot of ups and downs in the market. Nobody can do proper judgment of crop and prices. For crop estimation, we have no proper authentic data from the agriculture department, because there are a lot of chickpeas variety that are grown in India, and from which it is very difficult to estimate the crop of Kabuli chickpeas. At the end of year only we get the proper numbers. From my last 10-year experience in talking to the farmers and big supplier and brokers, the crop estimation of this year must be about 550,000 metric ton to 600,000 metric ton, with carryover of last year about 50,000 metric ton, in which about 300,000 metric ton will be of large size, about 9 mm, and about 250,000 metric ton to 275,000 metric ton of will be the smaller one after cleaning and wastage, through which about 250 metric thousand ton to 300,000 metric ton will consumed in India, and rest for the export market. And what will be the price? It is also very tough question, because at present the price level are very low, about $1,200 US. So Indian merchants are very aggressive to buy at this level, and they're not selling at these levels. And you see, comparison to the last year, the prices are very low. And comparison to Mexico and USA and Canada, our price is also very low. So our merchants are very aggressive to buy at this level. My expectation is that from this level, importers should buy at this level. Importers should buy, and they will get a price of about $100 to $150 up within next 3 months.
What Mukesh has said, that the prices will go up in another 1 or 2 months by 100 to 150,000 ton. I'm still surprised, because crop from Mexico is still to come. And to highlight what's happening in Mexico, let us talk to Joel.
Okay, so I'm going to try to explain the situation that is happening in Mexico right now. Mexico is right now under harvest time. The harvesting season is from March to May, and only about 10% of the total Mexico production will be 9 millimeter. My numbers for the, I believe that everybody wants to know the total, what will be the total crop size in Mexico. These are not official government numbers. These are my numbers from my experience, from my company. The exportation quality, final tons after leaving product for seed and for domestic consumption, I believe will be 160,000 tons. The two production areas in Mexico is Sinaloa, in Sonora. That's why the chickpeas called Blanco Sinaloa. It's the Sinaloa state in the north of Mexico, Ocean Pacific side. We don't have any carryover. There's no carryover from last year. So we don't have any inventories from previous years. The quality that we're harvesting is excellent. We had a frost back in around middle of January. This frost was affected in around less than 10,000 tons. Our farmers in Mexico are doing a very good job. They are doing fumigations on the fields on time, and we had a cold winter that helps the good development of the crop. So I also believe that Mexico will be for this year probably the only true 12 mm size. In my opinion, India probably does not have a lot of real 12 mm caliber. Buyers that really want big size, I think that they need to look to Mexico. So we are just starting the harvest. We have 12 months, one complete year to sell this harvest, to sell the crop. Until today, starting prices were from $1,300 CNF Mediterranean ports. Actual price is around $1,450. in my opinion, the price for this year, the average price will be around $1,500. In Mexico, we have another problem right now that the Mexican peso is very strong against the US dollar, so this is not helping the exporting price. So in Mexico, the company that I represent believes in fair trade agreements with the Mexican farmers. We pay good for the crop to the Mexican farmers, otherwise this production area will move to grow different products like white corn. White corn is the product that the Mexican farmers make more profit. I really would like to know the situation for India, for the numbers of the real big size. That will be my question.
You will get the answer once everybody finish the presentations. Now my question goes to Joel, to Damien, that what do you think will be impact of Mexican and Indian on Canadian and USA origins? Please give us some highlights on the crop expectations and whatever happened in the past. Thank you.
Hello. Thanks, Raj. That is actually a very good question. Well, I'm just going to start with some figures about the current situation in Canada and US. We're right now in between crops, so the situation on the market, it's yet to be known. However, according to the US Department of Commerce, the cultivation area for 2013 in the US, it's going to be about 214,300 acres, out of which 17,000 will be of 7 and 8 mm, and 147,000 they're going to be of 9 and 10 mm. The production expected is going to be about 152,000 metric tons. The quantities per region expected, not yet confirmed, it's going to be Washington with about 59,000, well, more like 60,000 metric tons. Idaho with 56,000. Montana with 11,000. California with 10,000. North Dakota with 7,000. South Dakota with 3,500. And Oregon with 1,500. With a total production expectancy of 150,636 tons. The destinations on the last season, the top 5 destinations for US product is Spain with 11,000, Turkey with 8,000 tons, India with 6,000, Italy with 2,000, and Algeria with 1,000. Well, 2,000 more likely. And the carrying currently from the US is about, it's about 38,500 tons, with an estimated price today, well, more accurately as per last week, for 9 mm on $1,280 US FOB farm. On Canada, Canada is not exactly known per region. The main regions are Saskatchewan and Alberta. However, seeding intentions, the survey that Stats Can does every year has not come yet. It's going to be out in about the next 10 days or so. But the cultivation area is about 173,000 acres. As of last year was 200,000 acres. The production estimated for this year on chickpeas will be 120,000 tons versus 158,000 tons that was produced last year. The seeding time in Canada is by the end of May. However, as we all know, the current snow situation excuse me, on the field, it's, well, it's considerably, and if you take in consideration that average snow presence in the field last year was about 97 centimeters of snow. Well, this will most likely affect the production, but also the winter might be delayed as well. So it's yet to know what the reality is going to be, but the fact is that it's going to be a very high moisture on the field. There's another interesting changes in Canada for chickpeas as we're changing the seed variety from last year, which was predominantly frontier, that was an 8 mm size. What it is currently in carryover, 75%, it comes from that seed type. However, we're changing for the next crop. The 60% that is seeded is going to be from the leader variety, which in theory will produce 9 mm and 10 mm with high yields. I don't have the expected yields right now. And we're going to plant another 40% of Orion variety, which in theory will give us 10 to 11 mm. So the mind and the farm for Canadian chickpeas is that we want to be more competitive in the market, and we're trying to switch to bigger calibers. If the seed's gonna get to that caliber, well, that's yet to know. The carry-in currently in Canada is about 51,000 tons, and the current indication track Montreal, it's $1,100 for a 9 mm. Top 5 destinations for last year or till today in terms of destinations were Turkey with 9,000 tons, USA with 6,000 tons, Pakistan with 3,500 tons, Israel with 2,500, and Italy with 2,200.
Thank you, Damien. It was quite elaborate statistics, difficult to remember, and put it on the website. We will be coming back to you with the questions regarding the pricing. Now I will request Matthias to tell us something about Argentinian crop. What's happening there?
Okay, thanks, Raj, for the question. Well, Argentina, you know, we are quite new in this market. We had an exceptional year in 2010, where prices and quality of our crop were very, very good. So this helped for farmers to make their decisions that this would be a good product for them. And you know, in Argentina, we have the government, they're interfering in the wheat market, that it's another competitor for chickpeas. So they are looking for chickpeas as a good option. In 2010, we doubled the size of our crop of the past year of 2009. And we exported in 2010 40,000 tons to 40 countries, different countries. Last campaign was our record. It was about 107,000 tons, and we ended exporting 86,000 tons to 68 different countries. Our quality was very good, and prices were okay too. Well, what happened in the current crop? We were expecting 150,000 tons, and you can see in the slide chart that we ended harvesting around 90,000 tons. We started seeding with very dry conditions, and we ended harvesting with a lot of rains, and we got waterlogging in the farm. So we lost around 20% of our crop, and it was a pity because there were many new farmers that were investing for chickpeas for their first time. And well, I don't think that next year they will be much interested to seed. Our crop, we seed from November. We are a very long country, you know, and we seed from November we harvest from November to February. There are 5 months harvest. And we do have a carryover right now. We're selling our crop. We have harvested a couple of months ago. And I think that we will get with a carryover for next campaign, because our quality is maybe not so good because of water damage. But there are many exporters that they're working on reprocessing these goods, and we think that we will have a quite respectful quality to export. What else? We are expecting for new campaign 2013-14. 50,000 tons. This is because, well, you have heard yesterday's speech from Tommy Ramfelder of Olega, talking about our beans in Argentina. That is a dramatical situation right now. And most areas where these beans are seeded, they're the same areas where the chickpeas are. And I don't think that we will have a good moisture subsoil levels for chickpeas. And well, we as exporters, we need to work on and to give support to the farmers, and we'll move forward to keep this growing year by year.
Thank you, Matthias. So this was the presentation from the 4 panelists giving the information about the 5 countries growing chickpeas. Now, as per their estimations, as per their details, these are the estimates which they just spoke before us. Now, the last panelist is Mr. Amin. He is going to tell us something about consumption pattern in Turkey, which is one of the largest consumer of big size as well as 9 mm chickpeas in the world.
Thank you, Niraj. As all you know, Turkey used to be one of the major origins decades ago, but now it's one of the major destinations. We can categorize Turkey demand into 3, which are small size, which has nothing to do with the participants here, I think. It's mainly from Russia and re-exported to Middle East and Indian subcontinent. The second category can be the medium size, which is 8 to 8.5 mm. This is our mainly for domestic consumption. And the major origins are Argentina and Canada. And the bigger portion goes to the big size, which has got two markets. One of them is domestic retail. The other one is Iraq, transit to the Iraq. And the major origins are Mexico and India. So Turkey actually has got a big size of production, which is around 500,000 tons. But it is produced in remote areas of the country with lack of irrigation and consumed locally. On the other hand, the big size chickpeas are demanded for retail. The retail size of retail is increasing every year, and the consumers in cities, they want to eat big size chickpeas. And the Mexican and Indian Kabulis managed to achieve a good portion of the market in retail. But the problem here is on one side, there is a customer which wants long-term contracts, minimum 3 months, which are the retailers. On the other hand, we have suppliers that the prices are changing every day up to $50. So the merchants like us in between, we don't have derivatives market to hedge. So it is really big challenge to balance the demand, the long-term demand, with the short-term pricing. The other major source of demand for Turkey is the Iraq. So we can say that 40% of the big size Kabuli is imported to Mersin are going to the Iraq en route. The demand in Iraq is affected for various factors like feasts, religious feasts, and the currency movements there. If we talk about the Turkey's own production, we don't expect an acreage battle like in Argentina or like in Spain, because these chickpeas are already, the area of the chickpeas already narrowed to the remote areas, and these farmers do not have plenty of choices switching from corn, soya to chickpeas. So we can say that they are a little bit obliged to plant chickpeas. So that's why we are not expecting, unless there is a weather disaster, we are not expecting big shifts in Turkey's chickpea production in the short term. In the long term, of course, there are trends. The difference this year in big size chickpeas, I think, last year it was supply-driven market. We were talking about mainly we were focused on the supply. I think this year is the driving factor is the demand. So demand is going to determine the direction of the prices. Until now it has been so weak because of the rapidly falling prices since September. And now all players in the market are expecting to see when the demand is going to recover. One thing can be the Ramadan in Middle East, but for Turkey it is not, especially for Iraq it is vice versa, because Shia Ramadan, which is Muharram, is more important, which is later than Ramadan. What I can say is these fluctuation in prices are affecting the demand. So it is such fluctuations are such harsh that makes the middleman, the merchants, hard to manage this commodity. So, and this brings counterparty risks as well, both on supplier side and both on buyer side. That's it.
So, fluctuation in prices of Kabuli chickpeas is affecting demand. So here we end from Amin. Now my question is to Amin. As per the presentation from Mukesh, he gave estimation that in another 1 month, the prices of Kabuli chickpeas, big size, 42, 44 and 44, 46 will go up by $100. Will you buy?
The other price is not triggering the demand such fast this year because contrary to last year again, the pipeline is not empty. So there are enough stocks at every destination. So more than the price, I think first we should see the demand is coming back.
Okay. Now, these are the figures of major importing countries. You see, the estimation given by Joel is 160,000 ton is the big size export that they will do. And the figure given by Mukesh is that approximately 550,000 ton will be the big size production this year, out of which 250,000 ton will be 44, 46 and 42, 44. With this product in hand, it's approximately, you can say, 400,000 ton of big size product in hand. What do you think? Where the market will go? Will you buy slowly? Will you buy even at the higher prices? Because we got the information from the market that La Macarena and other companies in Mexico, they are even buying from the farmers at the higher prices, at these levels also. We don't know what's actually happening in the market, why they are doing so. Are they trying to increase the prices in the market? In spite of such a big crop, the total demand of the product is 290,000 ton maximum of big size. And the product that we have at present is 400,000 ton. We have excess of, say, 100,000 ton. Still, market is going up. My question to Joel, please elaborate. Why it's happening?
The question is?
Why companies like Macarena, other exporters, they are buying at higher price from the farmer? Are they trying to manipulate the prices, or what is it that in their mind? Why they are buying at higher price in the local market?
In Mexico, I think there's no manipulation on the market. We're not trying to do manipulation of the market. What I said before is that we are having a very strong peso. So the crop, the price that we're buying, that we're paying, if you compare, if you do the exchange today, we're buying from origin between 1,050 to $1,100 per ton from the fields. Then you have to add the cleaning, the packing, the freight, all the export charges. So with this price, Mexican farmers are very tight. They are not making too much money. And if we don't pay to the farmers a fair price, they will move to grow other products like white corn. So the major exporters in Mexico, we don't want the farmers from Sinaloa and Sonora to change to grow other things. And we believe, well, also the major exporters in Mexico, we believe that the Indians do not have too much really large size. So that's why we are trying to get as much as possible from new crop, because we have, from today, we have 12 months to sell the crop. So we are not in a hurry to make sales. We are not trying to compete with the Indian prices. I hear here in the convention, many friends from India said that the total production is less than 600,000 tons. It's a number that personally I do not believe is too much. So we'll just see and wait to see what's going to happen.
But
There's a lot of time.
You should remember, the person who's telling the information, giving the information, is under oath. So he has to give the correct information. So you have to believe these figures, that because in India we have 3 regions which produces Kabuli chickpeas. One is Indore region, Madhya Pradesh, which produces around 550,000 tons this year. And we have 2 other regions, that is Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. They produce approximately 100,000 tons. If you ask me, total production is 650,000 tons. That is 100,000 tons is Panula quality, and 550,000 tons, 100,000 tons is Mexican type. And this year, crop was very good. The yield was very good, and we expect the yield, the percentage bifurcation will be 50-50. So don't think that big size is less in India. Big size is good quantity. Around 250,000 tons will be coming from India, that's for sure. But actually, in India, in spite of such a good crop, why prices are going up? On this, Mukesh will say something.
My question is to Damien, that Turkey buys about 80,000 ton big sizes, right? So last year, I think they have bought about 40,000 metric tons from Mexico and 40,000 metric tons from India. And this year, you see that the price difference between Mexico and India are very. So Turkey will always interesting to buy the Indian chickpeas at this level, because our rates are about just now $1,200 US FOB, and the Mexican chickpeas are about $1,400 US FOB. So we think the Turkey will regularly buy from India at these levels. And you see, last year, European markets was not in India. And this time, European are also buying from India. So I think the price will go about $100 to $150 for next 3 months.
Yeah. For Turkey, of course, the gap between Mexican price and the Indian prices should be reasonable. At the moment, it's more than $150. And for the preference of Turkish importers for Indian can be split into two, before monsoon and after monsoon. Because weevil is a big issue in Turkey. We cannot able to market the weevil products. So if we are talking about the crops before monsoon, this $150 gap is too much. So if a Turkish buyer is going to make a preference, it's going to be the Indian origin because of the price difference. But what I understand, in time, the prices are going to adjust. I mean, the Indian prices are going to adjust with the Mexican prices or vice versa. But what I understand from Joel words, because of the cost issues, the Mexican prices are remain to be firm. And in that case, if I think, then the Indian prices are going to adjust with the Mexican one.
My question goes to Damien. What does he think will be the price in the month of November and December of 9 mm, 8 mm, and 7 mm out of Canada and USA?
US origin chickpeas has got a... Sorry, I confused.
If I knew that, I will be sitting in my private island somewhere in the Pacific, and I would invite CICILS to be there. But as I don't have a crystal ball, is farmer thoughts in Canada and US, we remain in the sidelines while these coming and going for large sizes are in the summer. Well, the farmer's not letting go right now. The farmer, we always try to talk sense into them in terms of market direction, but the farmer says, I don't need to let it go. And you always tell me these stories, and at the end of the day, you bid me at a higher levels when you're desperate for product. So we also know, and probably Matthias will agree with me, that on the fall and the winter, we are the ones that have the supply of good quality there on the 9, 8, and 7s. So our markets complement the direction or the trends of India and Mexico. So that being said, the thing is that the market remains firm in Canada, and the farmer will just keep firming up the levels. If they don't need to sell, they'll store the product. You also have to think that Canada and US have the most richest farmers in the world with very, very big storage capacity. So if they don't need to sell, they won't. And at the end of the day, the demand will be there even for product from Canadian canners and US canners that need to secure their production lines for the next 1 or 2 years. And they will pay the premiums if you can guarantee that supply. So in that train of thought, for my opinion, the prices will remain about the same as last year, if not higher. We'll be seeing a $1,200 for a 9, and an $1,100 for an 8, and probably $950 for a 7, because that's what the market wants, where the farmer wants him to be, and that's what, at the end of the day, there's consumers in Canada and the US that will support those levels.
So the price of American Canadian Kabuli chickpeas is defined at $1,200 for the 9 mm, around $1,000 for the 8 mm, or $900 for the 8 mm, and $830 or $800 for the 7 mm, correct?
More or less on the 8s, about more than 1,000, 1,100 is probably the price.
Okay. So my question to Amin, would you go for the prices that Damien has given, the figures he has shown? Yes.
9 mm's in Turkey, which is imported to be around 10,000 tons from the United States, has got a different application. So it is going to roasting for consumed as nuts. So it is a different channel. So we can see a consistent demand there. So Turkish buyers are going to keep importing American 9 mm's. So this is good side.
9 mm from America.
Yeah, from United States.
Is $1,200. And 9 mm from India will be $900.
But
As
the
per
applications are different.
So still you will buy from America?
Still. Indian 9mm doesn't have a demand or a market in Turkey.
Okay, that's good. Now I would like to people to ask our panelists whatever the questions they have. Thank you.
Normally the presentations on the Kabuli is excellent. But what happens later is has so far, the last 2 years, been the opposite. Now, I want to ask the question to the Indian and Mexican speakers. Going back to my notes, February 12th, Indian Convention. February 12th, Indian Convention. The price expected was around 1,000, 1,050, or maybe even 3 figures. Then I look at the statistics. India had the same crop the previous year, so 400,000. Now you have got a crop of more than 25% this year, right? 550. I'm again taking your figures. And looking at Mexico, they had 40,000, and they had 5 times the crop, 200,000. And last year, Mexico and India started doing tango. And all of a sudden, the prices reached to 1850, right? And then nothing happened, down to 1250 and 1050. Now again back to 1500. What's going on?
Good question.
In Mexico. Now, that's number one. Number two, I would encourage some other Turkish delegates here to elaborate on the production numbers in Turkey, because I find the numbers quite high, yeah.
You mean the Turkish production?
Production numbers. If there is any other Turkish delegate who could probably elaborate on this, I will appreciate that.
This is Hakan, this is official statistics.
Okay.
Turk, nothing mine.
No, I'm not being critical, but I would request some other input from the Turkish delegates here. And Niraj, for the moderator, I believe next time, Kabuli, because Russia is now almost 280, 300,000 tons of Kabuli production.
I agree with you, what you are saying, that Russia,
in
we are
that
not
list,
included.
they should also be there, maybe next time, yeah?
Yes, sure.
And
we put it into others.
Okay, so I would like to get the comments from the Indian delegate, and I can also see our friend from the Indian delegate. He was the speaker there. He's also here. So $1,000 in February, 1,400 in April, May, June became 1,850, and nothing happened, down to 1,250, 1,050. Again, now you guys are talking 50, 1,600. And the production is 25% more. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Actually, what happened in India was that normally whenever the farmer brings the cargo into the market, in the beginning of the season, he keeps 50% of the crop in the bin. And 50% of the crop he brings into the market to sell at whatever the price it is. Last year, because of the previous year, they saw very good prices. So they thought maybe in the end of the year, they are going to get very good prices. So they stocked the cargo in the bins. But when in the end of that, when they saw the seeding is increased and the weather is good, they started bringing all their stocks into the market. So the market fell down drastically at that time. The prices from 1,800 dropped to a level of 1,050 levels, CNF. This was the main reason. But this year, they have learned a lesson from the previous year, what happened. So you will find that every day, the arrival in the market is around 5,000 tons. Until now, this arrival is continuing. We don't know, this year they are going to stock
50% and sell 50%, or they are going to stock, say, 30% and sell 70% of their cargo. So this is a very big question mark. We don't know what is going to be in the bins of the farmer. The basic market is in the hand of a farmer.
According to Mr. Mukesh, Indian crop is estimated around 500,000 tons to 600 tons, say 550,000 tons. Mexican crop is estimated around 160,000 tons. In Mexico, the harvest is already started. And in the Indian market, the Kabuli, as per the figures is from the several sources, is still only arrived 200,000 tons. Means if we estimate 550,000 tons crop in India, means still 350,000 tons crop to be arrived in the market. And plus 160,000 tons crop of Mexico. So what is the base? Mr. Mukesh has shown that $100 to $150 price gain in next 2 to 3 months.
There is no authentical data from the agriculture that how much the crop of India will come. But from my last 10-year experiences and going to the farmer's house and talking with the big suppliers and brokers, we come to know that the crop will come more from the last year. The last year crop was about 450,000 metric tons. So this time, you are seeing that every day about 5,000 metric tons of cargo is coming to market. And the last year, that was about 300,000 of cargo is coming to the market. So and we calculated that the just double cargo is coming to the market. So we are expecting that there is about 550,000 metric tons of chickpeas will come in the Indian market.
No, Mr. Mukesh, we have no doubt that 550,000 tons minimum crop will come in the Indian market of Kabuli. What my question is that if there is a big crop and the arrivals are still continue with 5,000 tons plus from last 30 to 40 days, what is your base for informing that $100 to $150 is the market is going to be up in next 2 to 3 months?
I think at this level, the Turkey will buy more quantity from the Mexico, from the India other than the Mexico. And European markets are still on India, they are purchasing from India. And if the Mexico will not reduce the market, I think the Indian market will go up to about level of $1,300 US.
It means we are calculating that if the Mexico is not going to reduce the price, then India is going to increase, Indian prices is going to increase.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to add something on this. We are going to see a festival season in another 2 months. Like Ramadan is coming, then we have Indian festivals also. And moreover, the world stock position is almost empty, as stated by Amin. Not only this, at present, the crop out of India is not weevilled. It will get weevilled in another 2 months. So, in order to be on a safer side, most of the buyers, first they will buy from India. And when Indian cargo becomes weevil, they will go and buy from Mexico, because then they will not be having a choice to buy. So this could be one of the reasons that what Mukesh is saying is right, that prices might go by $100 more in another 1 month. But what's going to happen in the next third quarter and what is going to happen in the fourth quarter is $1 million question. Any other question, please?
Yeah, Niraj, I actually agree with Ajay's question. I agree to Ajay's question and I disagree to Mukesh and your views that price.
Can you please be loud?
I agree to Ajay's question that why should prices go up, and we are expecting crop in Turkey plus the crops in North America. But Turkey will come in June, July, and North America September, October. So why should we expect high prices?
Your question is to whom?
To all of you.
No? You need to be specific.
No, I can.
No, I'm specifying. I'm actually I second the opinion of Ajay. Why should prices go up? We should not manipulate on prices. We have to be careful.
I have some thoughts
we
on
represent,
that.
We represent highly qualified guys in the industry. And when we talk prices, we should be careful because some people may take positions on our opinion.
So, that is why we are giving correct figures to tell you that maybe for festival season, the requirement will come, but the people who want to take long positions, they should wait and let the prices get stabilized. That is the main reason behind giving the authentic figures from our side.
I can have some additions. In that case, not exactly, I don't know exactly in the case of India, but probably Joel and Matias will agree with me. In the case of Canadian, US, Argentinian growers, and Mexican growers, they have right now, they have the balls in their court. If we don't give them the prices they want, they can go to wheat, they can go to canola, they can go to corn, and there are more easy cash crops that they have guaranteed that they will have buyers all the time. So if we don't give them or don't treat them accordingly or give them enough prices for them to have those crops are profitable, they're just going to switch to that. And we're seeing that in Canada in the case of lentils. We're seeing that in other crops, is that if you don't pay me what I want, I will not plant it anymore. And you cannot convince them otherwise.
Exactly. Farmer needs incentive to grow the crop.
Okay. Farmers need incentive and the high prices all times.
Not high prices, but at least a competitive prices to
but we talk current situation of two crops coming, and Mukesh said price will go up.
That's an irony. That's what that's the question I put before both of you.
Anyway, we can discuss further. Thank you.
Sure. Any other question, please? Yeah. Please give the mic to the gentleman.
Hello. Hi, this is Navneet from Shri Sheela International Indore. I want to comment on the figures. I did not want to talk about the prices. I want to comment on the figures. Mr. Neeraj, I just request you to show the figures once again of the production and consumption you show on the screen. In the screen, it is showed that the total production of the bigger counts in India and Mexico is around 400,000 metric ton. And out of which the consumption from all other countries, it shows around, will you show me on the screen, please, the production?
It's off.
Okay. The total consumption you show from all other countries of the big counts is around 350,000 metric ton. So as per you are saying that it is some excess in the counts, but my concern is talking about only the big counts, because in the figures, I think, who give this figure, they forgot to add the Indian domestic consumption of the bigger counts. So if we add the Indian domestic consumption of the bigger counts, there is a lack of bigger counts in the market. Because my concern is talking about the bigger counts. Yes, I agree there is lots of smaller counts availability in India, other destinations, other origins also. There is a lot of smaller counts, but my concern is also bigger counts. So as per my thing, that bigger counts are less in the market. It's my...
Possible, these are the estimates.
Yes.
to the best of their knowledge of the panelists.
Yes, I just want to go with this fact and figure that what I feel I can say to you.
Thank you, Naman.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are running. Okay. Last two questions, please. Please pass on the mic to the gentleman.
How many tons India uses for his own consumption for the Kabuli type of the big sizes?
Your question is how much India consumes out of the big sizes?
Yes.
Okay. Mukesh will tell you.
I think about 75,000 to 1 lakh tons of big sizes consumed in India.
His answer is 100,000 ton max and minimum in 75,000 ton between.
Okay. And also I have some comments to add of the Joe presentation is against the Mexican peso against last year, April last year against this April is 10% stronger the Mexican peso against this year. And also the production of last year against this year. This year we had between 80 to 90,000 tons less against of the Kabuli chickpeas in Mexico. And also there is no carryovers in the world of good quality available when at the end of the season. So that's why the market in Mexico is still strong, and also that's why we need to pay a higher prices to the grower, because if not, next year they're going to seed corn, they're going to seed beans, or they're going to look for other options.
Okay, so in Mexico, the two production areas is Sinaloa and Sonora. Sinaloa finished the harvesting. There's no more chickpeas on the fields. Everything is harvested. Now we are harvesting in Sonora, that's the north of Mexico. So we are having, the harvest time is during the next 3 weeks, and that's it. And then we will have to wait for 12 months to have the new crop, 2014. What I think that is making the prices to go up is that the world, the different countries that purchase from Mexico, they want good quality chickpeas. So the 160,000 tons production for this year, I think will be very easy to sell. For Mexicans, the big numbers of India is not a factor. There are countries that consume a lot, mainly Algeria, Spain, and Turkey. They want good quality, real 12 mn chickpeas, so I think it's the only source in the world to buy in Mexico. From the 160,000 tons expected for this year until today's date, about 50,000 tons are already sold. In my opinion, your numbers, your estimation that you say that different buyers have 2 months from today to buy free of weevil Indian chickpeas, I think it's not 2 months, I think it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Once the weevils start coming up, then the Turkish year by year, they want more quality. So the consumers are now in a more focusing on the quality, not really on the price. There's different markets. Some prices look for quality, some prices look for quantity or for price. So
we can't guarantee when the weevils will come, but at least we know a little bit that for another 1 or 2 months it is possible, but the crop will start getting weevilled in another 1 month. So there will be stocks in the cold storages which Indians will be selling, that is non-weevil cargo. And one question by Mr. Mahavir Jain, please, sir.
Good morning. Myself, Mahavir Jain from Arpit Agro, India. I want to ask my Turkish friend that the reason why do they prefer to buy US 9mm chickpeas instead of Indian, instead that the prices are higher by $200 to $300. Is the reason the quality, taste, or any other reason?
No, as I said, it's going for roasting. USI 9 mm can be nuts, but the Indian 9 mm cannot be nuts. So it's the only reason. It is not about the price.
All right, gentlemen, we are running short of time. I would like to thank panelists for giving their valuable time and preparing for the presentations, the slides, the information that they gave us. And I would like CICILS for giving us opportunity to present our views on the dais before such a big and good gathering. Thank you, gentlemen, for giving your valuable time. Thanks all.
Thank you, Neeraj. May I request you please present your panelists with... well, ladies and gentlemen, this panel discussion went on 50% over the time it was allotted. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. The panelists are available for you. You can interact with them. This was not over as yet. Neeraj, starting off right to the extreme, Eminakan. Moving on after Emin to Matthias Macera. Damon Gallego. Joel Valenzuela. And last but not the least, the opening batsman who remained right through the innings, Mukesh Kumar Bansal. This product panel on Kabuli cheese was sponsored by Triaki Agro, and it's a pleasure to present Neeraj a memento.